situation. It is a serious warning. Yeah, that's not actually. One wrong step and you could find yourself plummeting through. Always use proper safety gear and walk your designated path. You like this work more than a shortcut. Stay safe and heed the warnings. Remember, one step can change everything. And the last sign is, you tell me, run over my remote operator control machine.
There you have it, folks. Life in a nutshell around here.
I do not think people can understand how close machines really are. I did it. I closed the dishwasher.
Thank you.
And I closed that one either.
We live in a space called not profound autism, but not,
okay.
I use the term high functioning. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. There's a lot of discussion like, okay, the spectrum, the diagnosis is so encompassing, right? Like, I guess which is like cancer is, right? You could have cancer and your cancer could be terrible cancer or not bad cancer. Not that autism is cancer. What did you end up wearing to the fraternity party? I wore jeans. I was underdressed, but I felt like wearing jeans. But Amos is, so, you know, I wrote a book called Autism Out Loud with two friends, Kate Swenson and Carrie Cariello. Kate's son Cooper is nonverbal, but he has a phone and can text, and he can't stay home alone yet. He is in an EC classroom. He's in high school this year, having a really good year. He needs help showering and bathing. And he, what else? Well, that's Cooper. Amos is kind of in the middle. Then, so Carrie has Jack. Jack is the second of five oldest, Carrie Cariello. And she would say he's kind of, as she says, like high functioning. And they have guardianship. I don't know really how that works when you get guardianship. And she says they've applied for Social Security. But he lives independently, lives alone in an apartment. He's, I think, a junior in college, takes classes, has support, but like lives alone, takes classes, gets himself out the door, showers independently, buys things. I mean, it very, to me, like, sounds more like my typical college students, you know, but he also has autism. And struggles with, like, oh, he got upset because he bought the movie tickets and decided not to go, so now he wants to go get his refund, just stuff like that. Amos is like in the middle there. So Amos needs, hey Sarah, Amos needs help showering and washing his hair. Amos can speak. Amos is in a traditional classroom at school, and Amos can do age-appropriate work. But he, and he does, but like this week, his testing, he was doing first grade math, and he's in the 5th grade. He can stay home alone for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, or I leave him home alone, and I feel pretty good about it. If there were a fire or something, I think that would not be good. So we do practice, like, here's what you do. You know, you can go to the neighbors, but then we're also like, you don't go outside. He doesn't cook. Or I think Jack at Amos's age at 12 could like refill his own medicine and could cook. Cooper definitely does not cook, though I think he did practice doing chicken nuggets in the microwave last week. So our book, Autism Out Loud, is interesting because it really does give you this wide area of things you can do. I don't know why I told you all that, but this weekend we had parents' weekend, my oldest son's parents' weekend, and my daughter also had a like a sport weekend, and we did not go to that. We decided that we wanted to go to the parents' weekend for our college son, so we did that. And there's that. And I think she was fine with it. I don't know. Who's calling me auntie? That doesn't seem good. I need somebody to, I'm definitely not going to add that person as a moderator. Where are my moderators? Phyllis, I'm adding you as a moderator, okay? So your job is to delete people that are saying annoying things. It's your job. Sarah can be a moderator too. But we've had a good weekend. Did you have a good weekend, Thomas?
Yeah.
What was your best part of the weekend?
I enjoyed going on that boat ride.
We went on the boat last night to, where'd we go eat?
Some pizza place down there.
Black Sheep. And then we watched some football, and then today
I didn't watch any football.
Oh, we didn't? You didn't?
I mean, I saw, maybe 2 drives of the Miami game.
Oh, I thought you watched some last night.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the 30 minutes of it.
And then today you went windsurfing.
No, I just surfed today.
Oh, you didn't windsurf at all. You just surfed. Did you paddleboard?
Yeah.
And then, how many years have we been married today?
23.
23. So 23 years ago today, where were we right now?
We were driving to the airport, I think, weren't we?
No, that was the day we got married. Remember, we were at our reception.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, we were probably right at this moment. Sam Lanier had just driven a work van under the tent of the wedding reception.
Yeah. And I've been thrown in the water.
It was hot, though.
No, I was glad.
What is that noise? Do you hear that?
This Russell doing something.
Yeah, but what is he doing when I hear that noise?
I don't have any idea.
It sounds like he's dancing.
I doubt that. I don't know what he could be doing, though.
Is it true that K.A. brothers have to be born south of the Mason-Dixon line?
No.
I don't think so. No. Thomas and I, the first interaction I ever had with Thomas was, I think, 31 years ago or 32 years ago. Thomas was, and you don't remember that?
What's that?
When you took me to the K.A. house?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember saying what you said to me?
You asked me for a ride, and I said no.
I mean, did you say no because you really meant no, or were you just trying to play hard to get?
I think I meant it because I didn't know you well enough to play hard to get.
Yeah, I said, I want to ride with you over to the K house because my friend Jennifer Holloman's going to be there. And he was like, no. And I said, why not? And he said, because my parents are there and I don't want them to think we're dating. And I said, well, it's not
I
like.
didn't say that.
Yes, you did
You
too.
made that up, Amy.
I did not.
Only my mother was there.
And I said, well, it's not like we're getting married. I'm going. And I hopped right in the car. I even remember what I had on. I had a black dress with a red Patagonia fleece and black cowboy boots. I looked good.
What did I have on?
You had on your outfit. Khaki pants, red wing boots, and a white button down.
No way. I didn't wear that every time.
Yes, you did. That's all you ever wore.
I usually wore a blue shirt.
No, you wore white with a pocket. Do you do gifts for your anniversary?
No.
Well, we sometimes do. One year he gave me a clock. Didn't you?
I think that was a Christmas gift, wasn't it?
Oh. One year gave me a centipede game.
That was for Christmas.
That was
yeah.
Christmas. One year gave me a pine table. Where is that table?
Yeah, where is that table?
It must be in the barn. You know, I was sort of
Yeah,
thinking,
actually, it is in the barn. I saw it in there.
this table, if we put these little stools we have around it, that might look good downstairs near the television. Would you like that down there? You've got that kind of big open space.
You know, that pine table would actually look good up here.
I know, that's what I was thinking. We could put the pine table
That
up
pine
here.
table's a nice looking.
Pretty.
It looks strange sitting in that barn. I can tell you that.
We could put this game table downstairs. I have 4 stools
Yeah.
because they like to play poker,
Who's they?
the children.
They don't play poker. They play checkers.
No, they play poker.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I've never seen them do that.
Yeah, they have a poker set. You've been married 72 years? How long were your Red Wing boots? Yes, Red Wing boots. He doesn't wear them anymore. What happened to your Red Wing boots?
I don't know, they fell apart. I always had, you know, my dad worked for the DOT, so through some government program, he was entitled to get 1 pair of steel-toed boots a year.
So you got them?
Yeah, I mean, whether I wanted them or not, you know, I was able to get a pair of
And he was a lawyer for the
they were
state.
steel-toed boots, which, I mean,
They were real heavy.
it's one thing to have, like, a pair of leather, you know, cowboy boots. It's another for them to have steel toes. Because the way they would break in is around the steel toe, so that you had this like bulbous toe at the end that you could kick through a plate glass window with. It was sort of ridiculous.
Bulbous toe. Yeah, and
They
then
were heavy as hell, though, weren't they?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
yeah, they were.
Like your legs, I felt like I could run forever when I took those things off.
Because then you moved. I remember you moved to the boots with the laces.
Which I've had 6 pairs consecutive of those.
Which it's weird. You can't just get them resold.
No, I've had 6 pairs, including having all of them resold.
And then what happens? Do you just throw them away?
I mean, eventually I wear them into submission.
Even with new soles, though?
Yeah.
I thought those leather shoes should last forever.
No, they don't. What happens, the eyelets start popping off and then everything fails.
Oh. I like those shoes. They look like somebody wore them during the Depression. You know? I mean, I do like them.
Yeah. When you get a new pair of them, actually, you can wear them even to court or anywhere.
Because they look dressy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like something that boxer movie would wear, Cinderella Man. They look like what he would wear on like a Sunday.
That's one of my favorite movies.
I know.
You hear you say that.
That one.
That might actually be my favorite movie.
I thought your favorite movie was Shawshank Redemption.
No, I like Cinderella Man better. If I had to pick.
Have you ever had any LL Bean boots resold? No, but I have some that I think you can send them back to LL Bean, like those snow boots. I think they'll redo them for you. But I hadn't done it. Thomas, when did you think you wanted to marry me?
When did it first occur to me?
Uh-huh. Oh, you can't.
I don't think we were even dating, actually. I
Really?
was thinking you'd be fun to be married to.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Was it in Key West?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta find that picture of us way up there at the bull place. Remember the whistle and the bull?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's nice to hear.
Well, let me take that back. No, I'm kidding.
He told me he loved me. We hadn't been dating very long. And I said, did you just say I loved you? You love me? And he said, no.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did too.
Adrian, that's crazy.
You did. You didn't want to admit it.
No way. That's not my style at all. You're crazy.
We had been dating about a month.
You gotta be out of your
No,
mind.
I am not.
That is insane.
You told me you love me in Chapel Hill.
No way.
Yes, you did.
That is insane.
You did. It might be insane, but it happened.
I must have been rip roaring drunk. There's no way.
No, it was our first date.
Yeah.
Where did we go on our first date? This is trivia. What was the name of the restaurant?
It's called Bread Man's.
No, it wasn't.
It's called Pie Wacket.
Yeah, Pie Wacket. And what did you have to drink? Do you remember at the restaurant?
No.
I do. You got a glass of wine.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we got a bottle of wine, and you poured me a glass of wine, and the wine was all the way to the top of the glass. Did his parents like me dating him? Did your parents like me?
Not at first.
What do you mean, not at first?
Well, I remember my dad saying she seemed overly confident.
And what he said is, son, she seems too confident.
Think of that.
Thomas and I were dating, and his parents were going to England. And I said, well, I can take y'all to the airport. For some reason, they had all their, stuff and everything. We get to the airport, and we're dropping him off, and his mom is standing there. And I said, Janie, you have on 2 different shoes. And she looked down at her feet, and she had on 2 white tennis shoes, but they weren't the same tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, yeah, I know. I couldn't find the other one. And I remember thinking, like, boy, I love that people are so fun that, like, my mother would take a bullet before she went to the airport with 2 different shoes on.
Yeah.
It is sort of clever. Wonder why that hadn't become a trend. Like, if you have 2 pairs of On Clouds you like, one pair's pink and one's blue, why don't people just wear mismatched shoes?
I don't know. Maybe they will.
I kind of like that concept. You definitely grew on his parents. His parents, we were just with them for our anniversary. How many years ago was that?
Yeah, remember they said they were staying down at the beach with somebody else?
Yeah. And then,
And next thing you know, there are bags at the front door.
yeah, I said, Thomas, are your parents staying here? He was like, I didn't tell them they could stay here. I told them they could go in there and change. I said, well, there's luggage is here. And then they were back.
Yeah, they had a lukewarm invitation from somebody. And they just came in, barged their way in.
We just gave up. I was like, y'all want to go out to breakfast? Yeah, we'll go out to breakfast. We went to the pier for breakfast. Did your parents like Thomas? Oh, yeah, they liked him a lot. Like him a lot. Yes. Yeah, and they liked his parents a lot, too.
Yeah, well, they did a lot together.
Mm-hmm. And my
It was
uncle.
always a lot of fun. We would always do, like, the holidays together.
Yeah. Yeah, I did enjoy that. Just both families getting together instead of switching around.
Yeah.
It seemed to work pretty good, too.
And your uncle, I think, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, he did enjoy them, too. Yeah, we had a good time.
Adrian's uncle would entertain at a level beyond anybody I've ever met. I mean, you would go over to his house for like a casual family dinner, no real special occasion. There'd be a bartender and a pianist there.
Yeah. What was that pianist's name with the ponytail?
Butch.
Yeah, he had Butch playing the piano.
Yeah.
Somebody else doing the bar.
And he'd have everything, the table would be set as if like the King of Spain were going to be there or something.
Well, he had the same silver as your mom, and he left it to me. That Chantilly. Uh-huh.
And you got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That means you have a ton of silver.
Yeah, we use it every day. That's what we use. Yeah, and he would fly in. Remember Christmas Eve? He would fly in
Stone crab.
stone crab from Joe's
Yeah,
and cook.
it was incredible. He'd always have like caterers there, like active, you know, like he'd have 5 people in the house, you know, like serving food
Cooking.
for no reason at all.
Yeah, you know, it's really is a like Thomas's parents, but he lost both his parents this year. My uncle has been gone now,
4 years.
maybe 4 or 5 years. You know, and you think like when you're doing all this fun stuff, you don't think about like it's going to end. You know, like it's so fun, but it's like really trying to be cognizant in the minute. Like, boy, this is really fun right now. Like being aware that it's fun instead of looking back and being like, oh, that was fun. You know, we try to, he was a funkle. Yes, he really was fun.
Boy, he let us stay at his place, like during our honeymoon, we stayed at this place on Truman Annex.
Yeah, that house on Truman Annex.
Yeah.
Admiral.
Probably the nicest house down there. I mean,
He called it Admiral's
Lane. Is what
Admiral's Lane. Tell him what we did on our honeymoon when
we dove for
we
sharks.
took the boat out. We rented a boat. It wasn't very expensive either, remember?
No, it came with 2 snorkels and masks and everything.
Yeah, and we went out there to, like, there were all these tourists, and they'd go on tourist boats, and we just sort of went where they were, and didn't we, like, tie up to a buoy or something?
No, we didn't go where they were. They were all, you know, in some, you know, they were about a quarter of a mile from us. But we tied up to a channel marker, and I got out and looked straight down and saw nothing but bull sharks on the bottom.
No, there were some barracudas.
No, there were sharks at the very bottom, everywhere.
Well, you and I went snorkeling. I can't imagine you would have gotten in with sharks.
I wasn't scared.
We got in the water, and he was like, don't wear your jewelry. I was like, I'm not going to not wear my wedding band in the water. Are you crazy? And so we were down there snorkeling around, and there's a barracuda underneath me. And I, like, turned. I was like, where is Thomas? Like, he's just gone. And I swam back to the boat, and he was sitting on the boat. I was like, you left me out there. He said, I told you not to wear that jewelry. I wasn't going to get eaten alive. I don't know you that well yet.
I hadn't invested much in you at that point.
Yeah, we went to dinners.
That barracuda, though, it was behind. I remember it being behind, then all of a sudden it was like literally like facing, you know, like when you're going back to the boat.
Do barracudas attack somebody?
Oh, they'll bite your fingers, stuff like that.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh.
And when they do, I mean, it's gone. You know, whatever they bite, you know, they take.
They bite and they take. That's. I didn't want it to get my ring. I wasn't gonna let it get me. Whatever they bite, they take. Okay, we'll clean it up.
I don't clean them up.
Yes, you do.
Who does?
On your desk.
That's your blanket.
Oh, use that pillow instead.
No, don't use the pillow. Don't use the pillow. Use the blanket. He's about to use my nice couch pillow to clean up his water. Bedtime for Amos. Oh, yeah, it's bedtime. Yeah, we've been married 23 years, and we have a 5th grader. Are you ready for night-night?
No, 15 minutes.
Night-night.
No, 15 minutes.
Has this dog been on a walk?
Russell took her earlier.
Really?
I think so. She might like to go again. Honor, do you want to go on a walk? Where's the kitty cat?
I heard it just a second ago.
Kitty! Is the kitty in here, Amos?
Yes.
Where?
Right here.
No, the kitty. Where's the kitty? Kitty!
Yeah.
Kitty?
G. Job.
You know, I think those bugs are gone.
Really?
Yeah.
The
Those,
bugs are down here.
the
Amos said he saw him.
saw the bugs.
Yeah, he came downstairs. He was going to go outside.
Are there bugs out there, Amos?
Yeah. Fantastic.
Do you like bugs?
No.
They're nothing like they were.
There, I mean,
Bugs are incredible.
but it's kind of warm outside now. It's a lot cooler at the beach.
Well, yeah, the wind shifted though. That's part of the reason. This is southwest right here.
Oh. So the north is why it was chilly.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah, whenever, when you grow up in Raleigh, you don't as much make the connection between wind direction and temperature as you do down here because it's almost instantaneous that it changes. Like when the wind shifts to the southwest.
But when we got home tonight, it was cool. And now it's warm.
Well, it had just shifted. It blew out of the west today, or I'm sorry, the east today for part of the day.
But like we got here, you said roll up the window because it's cold.
Yeah, it had shifted by the, well.
But now it feels hot.
Yeah.
Huh.
What kind of floating ice that destroys the ghost ship while the fleet of the ninjas are on board with the dragon Eber that starts with the letter I. Iceberg.
Iceberg 2.
No, not two. Iceberg is a mass of ice floating that destroys the four guys of the ship that goes one for possession.
2.
Not two, just Eber. Please.
Amos is highly against the word two. He only likes the word either. So he just uses the word either whenever you say two. And then he tells you you're saying it wrong. Like, I'm going to go either, not two. And then say either.
You can sub in the word also.
How about the word also? Did he have a good weekend? I think he did. He went to the peanut parade in church. What?
I put in the ice destroying shipwreck.
An iceberg is?
An iceberg.
Thomas, what is wheat barley?
Oh, that's a song, KA song.
It is? How's it go?
I think it said
Oh, no.
wheat and barley, alfalfa, give them hell, kappa, alpha. I can't remember the rest of it.
Did y'all used to sing it?
Yeah, I remember singing it during pledging.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never heard that. His favorite song, Thomas's favorite song that he sings, I think he sang the whole darn one, was Star Wars.
No, I don't sing that.
Did you tell about the cocktail party? Oh yeah, tell them about the cocktail party.
Oh, I thought it was fun. It was loud. You couldn't talk to anybody. But if you like to dance, you really enjoy it.
They had a good band.
I thought, yeah, it was a good band. I liked some of the parents that I met.
Yeah, little Thomas was like, we have a band. And they had a lot of mixers you could drink, like Diet Coke and ginger ale.
You could down mixers.
And they had
They had
subs.
some nasty beer there for us in his refrigerator. That all had like serious like you assume like when you opened it, it was just gonna explode. It was all the cans looked like they were thrown off of a building, like big dents and all, weird. And it was like a Bush Light draft or something, like some horrific,
I haven't had a Bush Light in a long
did for
time.
the first time Saturday. For Friday night there at the cocktail party.
I like Michelob Ultra.
Well, they didn't have that. All they had was like, what did they have? They had Ice House.
Oh gosh.
And they had Bush Light draft. And I think that was it. I think they were really heavy on Bush Light draft. What?
And then they had a band, they had food. Then we went to the tailgate, and that was also loud.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had like a DJ there. Was
No,
it a DJ?
There wasn't a band. It was just or was it a band? It could have been.
No, I don't think it was a band. There were people crammed under a tent and they were jumping in unison,
Yeah,
like dancing.
it was awesome.
It was hot. It was hot.
We had to walk like at
We
least what 2 miles.
we
to
walked
get
a
there.
couple miles. We never could find our parking
I felt
space.
like I was like crossing the desert when I was walking there. Like I wanted a water so bad, just somebody just to douse me with water.
I've never seen so many porta potties in my life.
Yeah.
Like everywhere I turn, there are people waiting in line for porta potties. I can tell you what, I'm not using any porta potty. I can like hold it for 10 hours before I use a porta potty.
I'd love to get you in a porta potty and then just sort of push it down the hill and see what happens.
Don't people do that to each other? Isn't there like something where they push people over?
Yeah, there's some prank where you put somebody in a porta potty. I remember the KS doing, this being done.
And what?
Somebody's in the porta potty and somebody's already got a truck nearby and there's a rope that's been concealed. And then somebody just guns it in this truck and drags the whole thing.
That's horrible.
Think how awful that is.
Oh, golly Moses. Yeah, seeing a band is a commitment. This wasn't a band, it was just music, loud music playing. I remember football games. Whenever I go now, I just think about how hot. You're always so hot at a football game.
Yeah.
It's rare that it's cold and you want to wear fall clothes, but it's not. You never should.
No.
Like you had on pants and a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, which is something I never, you talk about not.
You looked hot.
Yeah,
You-
it was hot.
I was hot.
That morning though, it was cold. I mean, I was perfect.
Well, you get out there, the bright sun, all that red start just burning up.
Oh man.
Yes, we had a good weekend. Russell said, "You all had a nice weekend. You came in, you seem a little tense."
Really?
Yeah, because I told him,
It's probably because we should feel tense.
yeah, why?
Well, because he's done something or not done something.
Well, yeah, he's supposed to be working on his college essays.
So he says that's very smart to diffuse what should be your intensity.
The best offense is a good defense.
Yeah.
He's learned that from you. Did they clean up the frat house for company? Yeah, it looks pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah, it looked a lot better than,
Yeah, we saw his room. We sat on his couch. He has 2 couches. Yeah, it looked pretty good in there. Yeah, Russell's supposed to be working on college essays, which is the world's slowest thing. So this is 3 weekends now he's written, and he has 200 words. 3 weekends, 200 words. I feel like in 3 weekends I could have write a book.
He said that he rewrote the 200 words this weekend, so it should be a fresh 200 words.
It's a form of torture. Hey, Andale, it's just preparation for Blair.
Which is going to be excruciating.
Yeah,
Oh
you're
my
in
God.
charge of that. That's your turn for her.
No way.
I did the boys. You can do
No
her.
way. She doesn't do anything I say.
Well, she might. The first deadline is in 10 days. We know. We're aware. Yeah, I know. I don't.
I'm going to go grab something to eat.
What are you going to get?
I don't know. Something fast, like.
Well, you just had a sub.
Yeah, but I'm hungry. That sub is all I eat.
There's stew in there.
Yeah.
I just had a pimento cheese sandwich.
I put your bag up here.
Oh, thank you. There you have it. 23 years. Autism, 11-year-olds, college parents' weekends, college essays, 16-year-old daughters. 3 cats, a dog, a sink full of dishes, and that's it. That's all that we got. I tell you, back when we first got married, you know, it's funny. Our priest talked to us like, you know, what if you like try to anticipate all these problems, but you're young and you can't anticipate any problems. Like, we had no problems. What problems were we gonna have? We couldn't have any problems. Everything was fine. You're marrying somebody, you really have no idea who they are. You think you know, but do you know? Like, they're going to be parents? Are they going to be good parents? I mean, how do you know? Like, getting married is it's like playing Russian roulette. I mean, how could you possibly know all the things you should know? It really just ends up like a stroke of something. You don't know what you don't know. I reckon not. Thank goodness I picked well. Tag team and laugh a lot. Oh yeah, we laugh a lot around here. Laughing is key. And I think that's like one of the best things that I love about Thomas. Like, I have a lot of fun with him. Like, we have a lot of fun and laugh. And like when the children aren't around, we have fun. And maybe because we know we have somebody else in here that I feel like, oh, this person named Amos, you know. Did you just tell the kitty to be quiet? Our future looks different than some people's. You know, like, we're not going to have an empty nest like a lot of people do. So you have to laugh at that because, I mean, everybody dreams of having an empty nest so they can, like, complain about the empty nest, right? None, zero, zippy, zip, zip. But anyway, it's a good life. I wouldn't trade my life for anybody else's life, even if it's not the one that I thought I was getting. That one would have been so boring. Would have been so easy, that life I wanted. So easy. Yeah, just like vanilla. Mine is more like pumpkin pie meets oatmeal cookie with a splash of painkiller in it. Tomorrow night, big news. Tomorrow night is Old Mom Monday night. I'll be on tomorrow morning for coffee with my subscribers, YouTube members, tomorrow morning at 8:30. Looking forward to that. Monday morning coffee. And then tomorrow night, I'll be over on Kate Swenson's Facebook page. Before my Old Mom Monday night on my page. So there's that. Okay, bedtime. Yes.
Well, when I watch one son, you should never ignore the dog man.
You're going to watch it tomorrow night, and we're going to go up right now and change our clothes. Night. If y'all are watching this video and like it, double click it to like it. If you have not subscribed to YouTube, it is free. You can do that. It's not very difficult. If you want coffee chats in the morning, more like a conversation, it's $5 a month, YouTube or Facebook. Bye-bye.